Thank you for everybody that's joining us tonight. I'd like to welcome you back to our now second meeting of Rotaract for the year. Um, few side notes. This meeting is being streamed live on YouTube. So if you're not comfortable, you can stop your video and mute yourself. Also, this meeting is going to be a little bit less formal than the last. So if you guys have any questions along the way, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask those. Tonight, we're just going to be covering some volunteering opportunities and professional development opportunities that are available to our members. We'll start every meeting by going over the four-way test. And if we were in person, we would all do this by reading it out loud. But since we're doing it via Zoom, I will read you the four-way test. It is the basic ethics that Rotarians and Rotaractors abide by of the things we do and say. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? So these are great ethics to kind of live by, especially as a college student and also as a Rotarian. I'd like to welcome two of our newest officers to Rotaract. The first one is Holly Wood. She's a senior here in the School of Business, and then also Sadie Smith. Holly has prior experience working with numerous clubs on campus, and then Sadie has prior experience working with Interact and also the RILA camp as a counselor there. We're still looking for a treasurer, so if anyone is interested, please feel free to reach out to John or myself.
So the first thing we want to cover today is this District 6800 Because We Care virtual 5K. What I will do is bounce out of this quick and head over to the website, which, here it is. So the virtual 5K, we've registered as a team. If you want to go find our team, you can just click over here on View Teams. Then search for Ole Miss Rotaract. And this is primarily a fundraiser, but we think it's something cool that we could do if anyone has the means or the ability to make a donation. I'm sure Matt and I will make donations here in the next day or so when we get accounts ourselves.
Yeah, I just kind of want to expand off of what John was talking about. The virtual 5K was set up by one of the Memphis clubs, so they're inside of our district. The virtual 5K, the funds are going to be split between the Memphis Crisis Center, the club that wins, and then also Rotary International. So it'll be split three ways, and hopefully if we have a good turnout and some good donations on our team, then next year we have the ability to participate as a club that can receive a third of the funds. I want to talk to you guys tonight about the nonprofit fair that I attended last week. There were some great organizations that were present. I was able to go around to make it to 6 of them. I think there were about 10 organizations that were there in total. I found that all 6 of these have great opportunities for volunteers, and some of them are looking for internships. The first one is the Lafayette Oxford University United Way. They focus on health, financial stability. They're also looking for anybody that is interested in helping with public relations or marketing. Basically what the United Way does here is they help community organizations promote themselves. So really they're working for other organizations, helping those organizations raise funds through different fundraising projects and that sort of thing. The next one is the Oxford Relief Fund. They're working with small businesses in the Oxford area. They just got a nice contribution, and they're working to distribute that to the local businesses here. They're actually looking for anybody that can volunteer that has experience with data analytics, also any marketing experience, and then also anyone that is willing to help with fundraising projects. The third one down is the C19 ambassadors. I'm sure a lot of you guys have received emails about this. This is an initiative that was set up by the University of Mississippi in order to kind of help increase public awareness of social distancing and all the guidelines set in place by the CDC, as well as the university and state and local laws. It's pretty flexible. There's some great incentives, such as if you're looking for community service hours. I know you get a free t-shirt if you join, and some other swag as well. If you're interested in that, you can find the link on the forum website. Next one down is the American Red Cross. I'm sure a lot of you guys have also heard of this organization. They work in numerous different capacities. The first one is disaster relief. The next one would be blood services. Also, they work with disaster services and supporting military families as well. Prior to COVID-19, they did some work with the Veterans Home here in Oxford. But right now they're looking for some volunteers to help with their marketing efforts. And then also that's locally. And then as an organization nationwide, you can find their other volunteering opportunities on their website at www.redcross.org/volunteer today. And Operation Fit Nation. This was a pretty unique organization that was set up by a man that lives here in Oxford. With his goal is to help provide healthier lifestyles and educating for healthier lifestyles, especially to the youth in the Lafayette Oxford University community. He's looking for people to help out with his marketing campaigns, and then also conducting some projects and some events kind of once COVID hopefully gets out of our way. The last one is the Leapfrog project or program. It is an after-school literacy that focuses on enriching students' reading ability for the first through third grade in both the Oxford and Lafayette County schools. If you're interested in this, or if you're interested in any of these programs, please leave. Well, you can unmute yourself and say something, or you can also mention it in the chat, and we'll get you the right contact information for any of these. That goes for YouTube as well. If you're interested, please leave a comment or reach out to John or myself.
So there's two more volunteering opportunities that we've found. Well, these are kind of a collection, multiple. The first one here is called Volunteer Match. I will bring that page up. Is that showing up for everybody? You see that all right? So Volunteer Match, the way this works, you just put in our local zip code, click Get Started. And then what this will do is it'll give you a list of every volunteering opportunity that has been registered through this website. Within, Matt, I think you said you can sort this by the distance from the area you search. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe this one you can. And if not, like you said, you can search it by zip code.
So this is just something where we hope that our members can find multiple opportunities, or at least one that they're interested where you may not have to volunteer in person, but you can do it from home, do it virtually. The second one here, I'll bring this over. This is called Volunteer Odyssey. This kind of works the same way. You can search for a nearby zip code. Matt and I have already searched through this one, and there aren't many opportunities in the immediate Oxford area. The closest we've been able to find is Memphis. So again, with this one, you just search. And this will again, it'll give you a lot of different options as far as different volunteering opportunities. Some of them are virtual, some of them are in person. So I would think that this one might be more of a resource if you're looking for something to do virtually. Maybe you don't feel like driving to Memphis, or maybe you do. So, Matt, do you have anything to add about either of these resources?
No, I think you covered it. If any of our members have any interest in doing any of these, just make sure to keep track of your hours and let us know. Also, if any of our members are aware of any other volunteering opportunities, definitely please let John or I know so we can get that to the rest of our members.
I will. I'm going to throw both of these in the chat in case anyone's interested in following those links. Matt, do you want to talk about the mentorship program?
Yeah, absolutely. So we kind of mentioned this briefly during our last meeting. So basically what our idea for this program is us as Rotaractors will reach out to high school individuals that are looking for maybe a mentor just to talk about, questions about campus life, especially during COVID-19. Maybe also help them out with scholarships and writing essays or editing their essay. I think this is a unique opportunity for us as Rotaractors to really make an impact in our community. So we want to gather some the interests of our members and find out who all is interested in helping with this and doing this mentorship program before we actually reach out to the contacts that we have at Oxford and Lafayette high schools. So if you're interested, please let us know in the chat, or you can message John or I individually.
Just to add on to what you're saying here, Matt, what we hope is that if we maybe begin some interaction with some high school students, we might be able to find one or two that are interested in starting an Interact club at one of these respective high schools. Something like that would go a long way as far as the person who helped mentor that person. They could, lead the charge on helping organize that Interact club. Because of the changes to Rotary bylaws, we actually have the ability to sponsor other clubs to get started now. So it's a little less daunting of a task. We don't need to find a Rotary club to do a lot of things for us, and we can kind of take that initiative on our own.
Absolutely. Thank you, John, for mentioning that. I know that was a goal of ours this last year was to start an Interact club, and I think it's still possible. We'll definitely have some challenges moving forward, but this will be a great stepping stone for us. And John, if you want to take it over from here.
Okay. So just a few weeks ago, Dr. Babin forwarded me this email here. Well, this is a portion of it, but what Microsoft has done is they've opened up a lot of different training courses that are on or through LinkedIn. So I'll put the link to this into the chat, but this is where the link will take you. This is just kind of like a generic article that covers what is available. So there's technical courses and then soft skill courses. I've messed around with a few of them. They are a little long. I'd say on average, it's probably about 10 hours, but it's broken up into maybe 30-minute videos, 20-minute videos. And then each segment of maybe 4 or 5 videos has a short quiz that would go with it. So with these, the cool thing about them is that when you finish any of these certifications, they will link to your LinkedIn account. And then that's just kind of one more thing that you can show an employer that, even though you're doing your coursework and you're interested in the field that you want to go into, if you go above and beyond, and I know Matt's looking to get into medical device sales, if he were to finish this sales representative course, that's just one more thing that a potential employer could look at and at least see that he's going above and beyond on his own to try and better himself. And as everyone knows, our club hopefully will provide everyone with opportunities for professional development, and we think this is a fantastic way to get started with that. I see a question. We will put all of the links into the social media, but I will add this one in right now before we move on. And then just something fun, but also a virtual volunteering opportunity, I guess we could call it. We'd like to encourage our members kind of between this meeting and a month from now when we have our next actual, full club meeting. We're hoping that we can get our members to find something that they're interested in or something that they know about, and maybe put together a 5 to 10 minute tutorial video that we can post to our Rotaract YouTube page. We think that there's so much that we have to offer as far as just little skills that we pick up or technical things that we learn throughout our time at school here. And then even just hobbies that you have. Do anything from just doing crafts, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are homeschooling their kids right now who, maybe they get done their classwork faster than they would on a normal school day, and you're looking for something to occupy your kids. So something like doing crafts, or if you know how to cook something that's kind of your favorite thing to cook, have fun with it and create a little tutorial video on how to do it. And then if anyone's interested in doing these types of things, if you finish your video up and you want to send it to Matt or myself, we can go the rest of the way. We'll work with you to get it onto our YouTube page. And then the last thing I'd like to cover is that we will have 2 meetings a month. The first meeting every month will be kind of similar to this, where we want to have more interaction and talk with our members, but then also put out some relevant volunteering information and professional development information. Our next meeting, though, we're going to cover some tips, some features that most people don't actually know about Zoom yet. It is kind of like a relatively new platform that a lot of people are using. So the big things that I'm going to cover in this meeting, I'm going to show everyone how to upgrade to a free premium account using the university's access. Also going over just some tips and tricks as far as improving your video quality or your audio quality or your lighting. The big thing too, so over the summer I did 3 or 4 different job interviews that were all through Zoom. And one thing that I heard from at least 2 of those interviews was just that the way I had set myself up in the room that I did my interview in, at the end of the interview, the interviewer had complimented me on just the general appearance of the room that I was in, the quality of my audio, the quality of my video and lighting. So those are things that I'd like to go over just to touch on. And I assume most of us are probably going to run into Zoom interviews in the future. I know it's becoming pretty commonplace now, especially it is cheaper to just do a Zoom interview than to have someone come in to your office and have a drive there and drive back, and it's more efficient time wise to do these interviews through Zoom. So I'll turn the meeting back over to Matt now.
Thanks, John. You had some really good points. I think that making some content for YouTube and just as tutorials, if they have any tips, or if, I guess you're the person to come to, I guess, for any tips and tricks. You've taught me a lot about Zoom already and about just some of the features that they have. Other than that, we don't have anything else tonight. We would ask that you please do follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and then also, if you have not already, please join our GroupMe. These are all QR codes, so if you want, you can take your phone and just scan these codes. Also, I've put the Facebook and LinkedIn link into the chat. So if you guys have a LinkedIn account, we strongly encourage you to add Ole Miss Rotaract as a volunteering organization and put that on your profile. Again, if anybody has any questions, we'll be happy to answer those. If not, we hope that you guys are doing well and staying safe. And thank you for joining us tonight.